Welcome, everyone. My name is Paul Resnick, and I'm the president of the Jewish Community Relations Council Board. We are thrilled to have all of you here with us this evening for JCRC's Festival of Virtual Lights. JCRC was started around 1948 and has been representing the organized Jewish community in the public square through advocacy and coalition building over the last 70 years. One thing we take pride in is providing spaces like tonight for our community members and civic leaders to get to know each other. We do this so that when issues arise, we are not strangers. Instead, we already have a relationship where our community and our civic leaders can work together on issues of common concern and turn to each other in times of need. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I will now turn it over to JCRC's Executive Director, Ty Gregory, to welcome all of the elected officials here this evening by name.
Thank you, Paul. Good evening, everyone. Happy Hanukkah. As Paul mentioned, I'd like to do a roll call of the elected officials that have joined us tonight. Thank you to all of you to join us for celebrating this evening and rededicating ourselves to a strong and inclusive democracy and being a light to all of our communities. So from the California State Senate, Josh Becker. From the California State Assembly, Richard Bloom. From the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, Aaron Paskin. Supervisor-elect Connie Chan and Supervisor-elect Myrna Melgar. From the San Francisco Unified School District, Commissioner-elects Matt Alexander and Kevine Boggess. From Burlingame, Mayor Emily Beach. From Berkeley, Councilmember Terry Taplin. From San Rafael, Councilmember Rachel Kertz. From Hayward, Councilmember Sarah Lamnan. From East Palo Alto, Councilmember Lisa Gautier. And from Mountain View, Councilmember Lucas Ramirez. Thank you all so much for being with us. Back to you, Paul.
Thank you, Ty.
Paul, I got one more. From San Mateo, Vice Mayor Rick Bonilla. Back to you a second time.
Okay.
And Oakland City Councilmember Dan Culp. That's it.
Okay, you're done. I want to take a minute to talk about Myrna Melgar, who will be joining the San Francisco Board of Supervisors soon and has been a member of the JCRC board for the last several years. It's been a true pleasure to have Myrna on the JCRC board. She's been a thoughtful and valued member of the board. She's provided wise counsel to board members and staff alike. I personally have enjoyed a number of one-on-one conversations with her in which I've learned a lot. Most importantly, Myrna is dedicated to social justice and making the world a better place. I'm sure she will demonstrate all of these qualities in her new role as a member of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors. And if she sometimes decides that she'd like some more peace and quiet, she can come back to the JCRC board. While I'm sorry to see Myrna go, I want to congratulate you on your large accomplishments and know that all of us at JCRC wish you great success. Now I'm happy to turn it over to Supervisor Aaron Peskin to offer you a few words of welcome.
We have Supervisor Peskin with us. While we're figuring it out, I also want to welcome Berkeley City Council member Susan Weingraf for joining us. Thank you. Do we have Supervisor Peskin? Nope. We'll come back to him. So Jennifer, over to you.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. I'm Jennifer Wolf. I am the president-elect of the JCRC Board of Directors and currently the vice president serving with Paul. Appreciate your celebrating with us tonight. I want to tell you a little bit about Hanukkah. Hanukkah is a celebration of dedication, of light, and of a miracle. Hanukkah commemorates the rededication of the Second Temple in Jerusalem, where, according to legend, Jews had risen up against their Greek Syrian oppressors in the Maccabean revolt. Hanukkah today is often referred to as the Festival of Lights. It is commonly known to celebrate the miracle of a tiny jar of oil lasting for 8 days. According to the Talmud, one of Judaism's most central texts, Judah the Maccabee and the other Jews who took part in the rededication of the Second Temple witnessed what they believed to be a miracle. Even though there was only enough untainted olive oil to keep the menorah's candles burning for a single day, the flames continued flickering for 8 nights. leaving them time to find a fresh supply. Tonight, we've all come together to rededicate ourselves to our democracy and to the light each of us can bring to our own community, a light that we certainly need in the year that we've all experienced. Tonight, we've invited 8 newly elected officials to light a candle and to share with us their commitment to bringing light to their communities. To start us off, I will ask Myrna Melgar to provide the blessing over the candles and light the first candle of the evening. I will then be calling out each elected official separately to light their candle. I will hand it over to you, Myrna, unless Aaron has joined us or.
Yeah, let's go to Myrna.
Okay, Myrna, over to you.
Okay, so you want me to light the first candle? Is that what? Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Well, say the blessing, please, and then light the first candle.
Okay.
And then if you wouldn't mind sharing how you're going to bring light this year, that would be perfect.
Okay. So this is very personal, guys, and I think that as somebody who has multiple identities, as Jewish, as Latina, as a woman, as a mother, I will bring light this year to our community by making sure that we hear each other. It is really important that in this pandemic, we collaborate and we leverage each other's strengths and bring light into our world by leveraging the light of others. So that's how I will do it. And I will now light the first candle and say the blessing, right, Jessica? That's what we want.
Yes, please.
So this is a light that lights others. So it's particularly important, as I said. So Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Hanukkah. Okay, so over to you.
Thank you so much, Myrna. Next, I would like to call on Commissioner-elect Matt Alexander from the San Francisco Unified School District. And I would also like to quickly welcome Sunnyvale Mayor Larry Klein.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Yep, okay. I don't know if you can see this or not because I can't see myself on the screen, but maybe.
We can see you.
Great, beautiful. Here's the second candle. It's an honor to be here and to be able to join in this festival with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Next, I'd like to call on Councilmember Terry Taplin from Berkeley.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for having me. I've always wanted to participate in observance of Hanukkah, and this is my first, so this is very, very special to me. Here is me lighting the third candle. And I'll say one of the ways I hope to bring light to the community this year is by working with members of the community, as well as my council colleagues, including Councilor Wingraf, who's with us, to seek healing and reconciliation. There's been a lot of community violence in my part of town, and I think in recent years, we've seen a lot of division and contention in the Berkeley community. So I hope to be a reconciling and healing force on the council. Thank you.
Thank you for your beautiful words and for being here. Next, I'd like to turn it over to Councilmember Rachel Kertz of San Rafael to light the fourth candle.
Hi, thank you for this opportunity. And I'm lighting candle. So for me, the light I like to bring is working with my community. And this week I volunteered at the Marin Community Clinics, where we prepared over 400 bags of food and had 400 people driving through to collect. And I think it's really important for me to continue to be connected to our community, to see not only what they're experiencing, but really understanding the challenges. And I want to be able to bring my energy to them and for them to bring energy back to me and during this time. So thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing and for being here. Next, I'd like to turn to Supervisor-elect Connie Chan from San Francisco to light the 5th candle.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I think for this year to bring light to the community, with the same spirits that I am included in this ceremony, and it's an honor that that inclusiveness is what I would like to bring to my community this year. The inclusiveness and celebration of our diversity of who we are as a community. So that's my commitment, how to bring light to the community this year. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here, and we'll watch you light the candle. Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on Kevine Boggess to light the 6th candle.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really honored to be here and to participate with everybody. The light I hope to bring is a light of communication and understanding, and really to build trust amongst communities in the city and the school district, so that we can all work together to address the big problems we have facing us ahead.
Thank you so much for being here and for that sentiment, which is definitely much needed. And for the 7th candle, I'd like to call on State Senator Josh Becker, Commissioner-elect for San Francisco Unified School District.
Ooh, I think maybe mix those two. Yeah, so State Senator Josh Becker.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm really, so I represent, was elected to represent San Mateo County and Northern Santa Clara County. And the light I'd like to bring is really the light of hope. After 2020 being such a difficult year, I look to be part of helping the state recover from COVID, get people back to work, restore our small businesses and our communities. And then beyond that, tackle the climate change, which is still the urgent priority facing all of us. And we could use more candlelight and less fossil fuels in the years ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you for raising that very important issue. And I will have the honor of lighting the 8th candle, which, let's see if you can see here. And in my personal life, I would like to bring light also by bridging a lot of the divides and by helping those in need, which I've done here in my Marin community this week through various gift exchanges and providing backpacks for the homeless in our local community and in the city. But on behalf of JCRC and our board, we will continue to bring light into the community by working together with our friends and allies, many of whom are here with us today. We're really excited to expand our work with longstanding partners from across the Bay Area, and we'll seek to build new bridges with our many new friends here tonight. Guided by our Jewish values, we'll continue to stand as allies to our friends and in other communities in the fight for justice. And with that, I will turn it over to Jonathan Mintzer for a Hanukkah trivia giveaway. And just once again, want to thank you all for being here and participating in this beautiful candle lighting ceremony.
Thank you so much for that. And it is truly an honor to be with everyone here today. I had the pleasure of speaking with so many of the officials who joined us on this call and sharing Hanukkah stories with them. So thank you so much. So before we conclude our event, we wanted to do something more exciting, have a little bit of fun as we conclude Hanukkah on our 8th night. So I'm excited to be the one in charge of announcing the winners of our first annual online Hanukkah trivia raffle. So as a reminder to those of how this went down, before the event, we sent out an email to all the attendees. And we asked you to answer 3 Hanukkah related trivia questions. For each question, we randomly selected a correct answer to win a prize from JCRC. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you the questions, give you a quick moment if you want to think to yourself what the answer was, and then I will announce the winner. So our first question was, in 1975, which famous Jewish San Franciscan worked with Chabad to start the tradition of lighting the giant menorah in Union Square? So the answer is San Francisco's own Bill Graham. And our winner is actually our very own board member, Colonel Pete Gleifenhaus. So Colonel Pete, you will be getting a special JCRC gift. You will be getting a JCRC glass, which will look like this. This is probably better than share screen. So there it is. Happy Hanukkah 2020 quarantine. You will be receiving a face mask, dreidel, gelt as your prize. It'll come in the mail soon. Super excited for you. Our second question, I think my favorite question. In 1994, which celebrity was noted as being a quarter Jewish in Adam Sandler's original Hanukkah song, which was, quote, not too shabby? Our answer is Harrison Ford is a quarter Jewish. Our winner, Lisa and George Chikovny of San Francisco. And you will be receiving the exact same cup and the exact same mask and the exact same Hanukkah gelt and dreidel. Thank you so much for participating. We're so glad to have you as part of our community. And finally, for those history buffs out there, in 2014, which US Senator asked then Supreme Court nominee Elena Kagan during her confirmation hearing where she was going to be on Christmas? To which she responded, quote, like all Jews, I was probably at a Chinese restaurant. The answer states as Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina. And our winner is Susie Drell. Special shout out to Susie, who also spelled Lindsey Graham's name correctly. Just like our prior two winners, your glass and mask and Hanukkah gelt and dreidel are in the mail. Thank you so much for everyone participating. This was the first time we did this. I hope we make it a tradition. Happy Hanukkah to everybody. And now I will turn it over to our Executive Director, Ty Gregory, to finish off the night.
Thanks so much, Jonathan, and thank you again to all of the elected officials who joined us, those who had the opportunity to light. We gave the honor to new electeds this evening, but we had many more joining us. We appreciate your friendship all across the Bay Area. I think Hanukkah is about spreading light, and that means refusing the temptation to turn inward. We all feel like we're under fire right now. We all feel vulnerable, especially in the pandemic with rising hate. And it's important that we as a Jewish community recognize that the communities around us are feeling the exact same way. And if we can overcome some of those temptations or urges to go into an inward mode, I think we'll find that we'll be much more effective because we can work hand in hand with our neighbors who are facing the same challenges that come from declining faith in our democracy, that come from rising hate on the extremes in our politics, and inequities in our society. That's the only way we're going to confront anti-Semitism, is by asking our neighbors to join us in that fight and in joining in with theirs. And that's what the spirit of JCRC is all about. So I want to thank everyone for joining us. Clearly my Teams is still on. Many of you recognize that noise. But happy Hanukkah, everybody, and happy holidays. Merry Christmas to those celebrating, and Happy New Year. Have a good night, everybody.